Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Patricia here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, but more specifically here in Alaska. Right now, I am still at my home in Palmer, but in about 3 weeks, I head back up to school. I teach in a very small village. Sorry, my dogs are barking. Up in the far north, and we'll be back then at Christmas time. So let's just get started real quick. This is the card we're going to make, but I'm going to show you some different ways that you can get this tag. But before we do that, and I've got all the parts and pieces here cut and everything. Before I do that, I'm going to show you a little bit about some online exclusives that we have, just so that you know. Be sure to go out and check these out. They do change about every 3 months or so. I've forgotten how often it is now. My bad. Hold on one sec. Okay, so online exclusives. Wanted to show you a little bit about that. And there are quite a number of them. Some of these have been on for a while. The Xenia bundle has come back in stock. The Encircled in Nature bundle is in stock. Some of the new ones are the, what is this one called? There's the Garden Greenery and Greetings of the Season. Now, those are a bundle. But if you're going to get this, I love this Greetings of the Season. I love this die set with it. Can you even see that? Yes, you can. Okay. You may also want to get this Everyday Greetings. Now, the Everyday Greetings, I should show you those. But I'll do another whole video on that. You can use with these tags, and we're going to look at those tags here in just a few minutes. This is another one, iconic imagery, and some great tags here as well, ribbons, and ephemera. So don't forget to look at the online exclusives is basically what I'm telling you. A couple of reminders. I did a video, a 4-part video, not too long ago, using this, or creating this book, okay? And I will put the links to it down below so that you can go check that out. But somebody is going to win this. Now, I said that I think I would end the drawing. You had to comment. You had to like the video or give it a thumbs up, really. You had to subscribe. And if you subscribe, it will automatically tell me that you've done that. But if you've already subscribed, give me a note that you've already subscribed. Give it a comment down below. If you like the video, be sure and comment below, letting me know that you liked it. If you shared the video, be sure you give me a comment that you shared the video, because that's how you get in the drawing for these. Now, this is the one that I created in class, but this is the one that I showed several times. And I will actually give you a choice on which one of these you would like to win. So if you would like to win one of these, be sure you go back, follow that link, and go back to the 4th video, the 4 of 4, and let me know that you're interested in that. Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to take this. I'm going to take these off of the stamp set so I can show you. This is Quiet Reflection, and this is the video. This is the stamp set that we're going to look at. And we'll actually use quite a number of these. Not all of them, but quite a number of them. Now, this one is already retired, but it would make a great, especially this largest one that looks like a normal tag, great tag to go here, okay? This is tailor-made tags, so if you happen to have that one, you're good to go. This is one that I used here, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. So this one is from Designer Tags Dies, and there are quite a number of tags in here. And what I did is I cut off this section so that it would be the size that I wanted. And that's what you can do. That is just fine to do with a tag or anything else, any dies that you only want part of it. Now, I also have this set, which is the Basics 3D Embossing folders, and I used this one on, actually I used it on both of them. Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can see that on the Lost Lagoon label here, layer. But I'm not going to do that this time. I love it. I really love it. However, one thing on this one, I stamped and then I embossed. And on this one, I did not stamp it at all. I do have another card. I do not know where it has gotten to. That I stamped and I did not emboss this. So we're going to do that this time. But I love the embossing. What I would suggest, though, is doing that in black instead of using the Lost Lagoon ink. Excuse me. Okay, so here we are. We're ready to go. Now, here's another thing I want to tell you. One of the things that's really useful when you see a card like this, use it as an example to create your own. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. What if you don't have Lost Lagoon? You don't have maybe the ink for it. Whatever it is, you may not have it. Let's say you want to make this out of Shy Shamrock. Okay? If you've got the Shy Shamrock cardstock, here we go, and you've got the Shy Shamrock ink, then you're good to go. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same stamp either. Put something else on there, but use the layout as your starting point, if that's what you want to choose, or make it a little bit different. My point is, this is just a starting point. You don't have to do everything just exactly like I have done. Okay, this I die cut a while back, and I put it in here because I wanted it to be a reminder that in between layers, like the white and the black on this card, are going to be between these Lost Lagoon layers. So you could punch out of these or die cut out of these or whatever you want, and it's going to be completely hidden. Nobody will ever know that there's a great big old circle out of the middle of it. And two benefits from doing that. One, you get a piece that you don't have to use a whole nother piece of cardstock to get. And it lightens the weight, okay, marginally, but it does still lighten the weight of your card in your envelope when you go to mail it, especially if you have quite a number of layers like I do on this one. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We have a half a sheet of Lost Lagoon, or, as I said, whatever color you're going to use. This one is 5.5 by 8.5. So it is a half sheet of cardstock. Then we are going to take this. Now I want to show you this. I'm going to give you the measurements here and show you what I did on these. So your base layer for your Lost Lagoon, I'll just write LL, is 8.5 by 5.5, okay? And then you score at 4.25, okay? So I didn't actually score. I folded it in half and then used my bone folder to give it a good burnish, and I'm done. Okay, then my white layer is going to be 1/4 of an inch off of both of the, well, actually, this and this measurement. So it is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, can you see that even with the light on it? There we go. Okay, that light's not too bad. And then the black layer is 5 by, so I took, oops, it's 5 1/4, my bad. Oh, no, this was 5 1/4. That's what's wrong there. 5 1/4. 5 by 3 3/4. So you see I took 1/4 of an inch off here and 1/4 of an inch off here, 1/4 of an inch here, 1/4 of an inch there. Then my Lost Lagoon layer is going to be 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, so that'll get us started. We are going to have a couple of other little layers, but we'll be good to go from there. All right, I am going to take my glue. I like my Tombow. And I am going to put my glue on here. Okay, I lay it sideways so that the glue doesn't totally go to the bottom. That gives me a little bit of time using that Tombow, that liquid glue. And sometimes people ask me, well, can I just use Elmer's? Well, you can, but the problem with Elmer's glue is it has too much water in it, to be honest. You know what? I said to cut off something of my black layer, and I could have done it on my white layer as well. I'm going to go ahead and cut a circle out of the middle of my black layer. Matter of fact, I'm going to cut 2 circles out of it. Well, maybe I'll get 2 out of there. One here. There we go. And do I have room here? I do indeed. There we go. Now, I don't know what I'm going to use those for, but I've got them. I have not wasted, not that it's wasteful, but I have not let this center of the card go to waste, I guess, if you want to look at it like that. Okay, then I'm going to put this on here. Remember that Tombow gives me room to move it around a little bit, so I want to make sure it's even as much as possible all the way around. I am not going to score, or I'm not going to score. I'm not going to glue this one on quite yet. And as I mentioned on here, there's a little something on there. I am not going to emboss this. Now I could, but I'm not going to, just in the interest of time. I will tell you this is kind of funny. Not so funny, actually. I have worked all week, most of last week even, to get this card done. Don't even ask me why I couldn't get it done. I have recorded the whole video like at least twice. I think this is my 3rd attempt on this. Okay, I'm going to line it up. There we go. Voila. Isn't that nice? Now, you hate to make cards like this, but, you know, we all have to. And especially the older we get, the more of these we have to make. I am going to hold on to that. I don't want to put it away quite yet. I am going to go ahead and clean my stamp off so that I can put it back in my folder. And it helps if it goes the right direction. People have often asked me, why do I keep the red rubber on that? Partly because it helps me keep track of whether or not I have all the card or all the stamps in a stamp set. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do, we're going to use this, but we're going to not, we're going to use this, but this is going to be our piece that comes across here, and I'm going to show you the tag, and I'm going to show you what I did on it. So, if you've got too much ink on there, especially this balmy blue. Can you see? There's no detail there. I've got too much ink on here. It's a fairly new stamp pad. So what I'm going to do is take a spoon, just really any old spoon will work. And here's the deal. When you store your stamp pads, you put them in the cabinet like this. So I have mine, as you can see, right here in the Stampin' Up! Storage. And, whoops, sorry about that. I should have told you I was moving. And when you open this, notice your ink is going to the top of your stamp pad. And so sometimes that ink, especially if it's a really full stamp pad, sits on the top, which is good most of the time. But if it's really, really full, it's nice to move that ink, and you can really see it on this one. And when you move that ink, then I'm going to take my stamp, and I am just going to go halfway because I want my ocean, if you will, or it's not an ocean, but my lake reflection. I'm going to pick up some good ink, but I moved it aside. Okay. Now, and it's not even, as you can see. That's okay. Now what I'm going to do is stamp off because I don't want that much ink on the top. And now I'm going to be a little more careful in getting, I want to move this ink over as well. Let me wipe off that ink from earlier. Okay. And this is a brand new ink pad, so it's got a lot of ink in there. Again, I'm going to move that ink over. I'm going to wipe it off so I don't get it all over me. And now I am going to try and keep that as level as I can. There we go. Get some good ink on there. Okay, so I've stamped off the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to go as high as I can on here because I do want to tear off that bottom. I don't want the bottom of this tag on my card. There we go. And I got too much ink off here. So we're going to redo this, but that's why I have another one. It happens, okay? So I am going to clean all my ink off of here and do it again. But I want you to see that it's okay. Sometimes that happens to us. I'm going to clean all that ink off. And I think I have enough, whoops, this is my balmy blue, enough of that ink pushed away that I don't have to stamp off. So I'm going to get it even. There we go. At least we're going to try it. We'll see what happens. There we go. And we're going to get this one. Okay. And to be honest, I don't even care if there's a little bit of a gap here. You see that gap? I'm not going to worry about it, and I'll show you why here in just a minute. Again, I'm going to go up to the top. We're going to hope this one does a little better. Okay. Oh, nice. I really like that. Now, again, I'm not going to worry about that because I'm putting this strip between them. Nobody will ever know that my water and my trees did not meet up in the middle. No big deal. I am going to close my balmy blue, put that away. I am going to use this again in a minute, so I'm going to keep that out. And now what I need to do, I've got my card base here. I haven't cut this off. Let me cut this off. So let me pull up my paper trimmer. Okay. It doesn't look great right now, I have to say. So I'm going to put it in here. Now what I want to do is make sure I've got a straight side over here, but I want to have over here that edge is going to be right in that, the middle of that slicer valley there, if you will. Okay. really pretty good. Yep, not too bad, not too bad at all. Now I'm going to turn this around, throw that away. I really don't need that. Again, get it right in the middle of that little trench, if you will. Make sure it's even over here and cut. Now that one's a little bit better, but you know what? Nobody's even going to notice the other side is not exactly perfect. And now I am going to tear off that bottom. Now I did see, you know what? I want to go just a little bit higher here because I want that whole bottom off of there. There we go. Okay, there we go. I did see a similar card somewhere, and I don't even remember where it was. I wish I could give credit to the person who created it, but I don't remember where I got it at all. All right. This says, God is our refuge and strength, and that's going to go on my inside. But this one says, praying for his comfort to soften the sadness and bring you peace. Okay. So I'm going to go on the inky side. Remember how I moved the ink away? I'm going to go on the inky side here, and I'm just going to stamp it and make sure it looks good. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna, where's my, there we go. This is the one I need. And, don't want to lift that. I do want to make sure it's as even as I can get it. Although, to be honest, I have the other side if I need it. Good. I think I am going to try. It does look good. It's not bad, but I am going to try it again, see if I can do just a little bit better. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks better. I like that. Now, let me show you what the difference is. This is the teeniest bit crooked, but this one is just a little, it's like I wobbled it. So I would rather have it a teeny bit crooked and a clean stamp, and then no big deal. Okay, I am going to wipe that off. Put that one aside. It goes on the inside. This now is ready to go back into the stamp set. Let me show you what the other sentiments are. So we're used praying for his comfort to soften the sadness and bring you peace. God is our refuge and strength. That's going to go on the inside. To remember is to give life to those we've loved and lost. And for those who have pets who leave us, the friendship of a pet is one of life's greatest gifts. Okay, so those are the sentiments. And, whoops, I need to clean this one as well. I do like to clean my stamps, as, you know, it's not going to hurt it to not be cleaned right away, but it is better for your stamp, the life of your stamp, to clean it right away. And it doesn't hurt to then put it away. Unless you're doing, you know, like 10 cards of that same stamp kind of thing. It's a good idea to put it away right away. All right, so we've got that. We've got this. Where is our, here it is, this piece. Now, I'm not quite ready to put it on there yet, but it is going to fit, obviously. I want to put my string in there. This is from the, what packet is this from? All right, why am I not seeing this? It's got, I believe, 5 different colors in it. And I thought I had it right here, but I don't see it. I am going to cut this about, oh, what is this? Let me put it on here. It is 6 inches. It does not need to be anywhere near 6 inches. You could do 4, but I'm going to fold it over, push it through. Then I am going to bring the ends up and through, get them in that little notch, and then, like I said, trim them off if you want to. They don't have to be the same length. And then this I am going to put up on dimensionals. Be sure you use all of your dimensional pieces. Even these edges are good dimensional pieces. Use them. Okay, put that in there. This here. There we go. I do like to put one in the middle unless it's quite a bit short. Whoops. Because in the post office or in the postal system, it can get flattened pretty good there in the middle if you don't have something to keep it up. Might get smushed a little bit anyway, but at least it will come back, or should. All right, there we go. Have off all those pieces. Let's lift this up. I want to be sure that it shows this. I want to put this a little bit at an angle. Then I'm going to take this sentiment piece that's going to go across the front, and what I'm going to do is line this up. Now you'll notice on this one, I left all my color, my black at the bottom and the ends. I did not do very much at the top, almost none, but I decided I kind of like it better like that. So what I'm going to do is stack them, and then I'm going to cut one end with both of them stacked. Then I'm going to go to the other end with that same piece that I cut off. And what I need to do now is pull this in so that it has that end. Okay. Now, whoops, I want to double this. Okay, so I'm going to pull it in like this. And now, when I place this on here and get it even so that it will have the same angle as the other end. Hello. There we go. And remember, I doubled it on this end so that when I cut this, woohoo, stay still. There we go. Now I can move this in, and it's got space, all the same amount of space all the way around, and I didn't have to do any measuring. Okay, let's go ahead and put our glue on the back of this one. Okay, I don't need a lot of glue, just some, and I can still move it around because I'm using that green glue. Okay, get it on there, lined up. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to put this, let's look at it on here. I am going to put this on here, but what I'm going to do is give it some height on these two ends. Okay, so just turn it over, put your dimensionals on there. Oop, I'm going to need that glue in just a second. Okay. So, I'm going to put my dimensionals here on the end. There we go. Let's do it like this. There we go. Take my ends off, or my cover up, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue here in the middle to hold it in place. And now, just make sure that my middle is covered, that it's somewhat even. Okay. And now we're ready to put this on our card. Okay. A little bit up there and there in the corner. Again, my green glue is going to allow me to move that around if I need to. And voila. There we go. Perfect. Now, what we need is inside. Now, I did one of these, I think. Which one was it? Yes, there we go. So what I did on this one is I used the other set of trees and then put the stamp a little bit over it. Now, I think what I'll do on this one, okay, so We're going to put this inside. But remember, we want to stamp it before we put it in there. And notice that this is just a little bit, I don't know if you'd say cockeyed, but that's how it feels to me. And it could be just because I'm angling it on my desk here. But I am going to get my ink on there. Looking good. Line it up on here. And I want to go down just a little bit below that. There we go. Okay, nicely done. And while I have it, and I am going to use it as if it were stamped off. So I'm going to line it up on my envelope. There we go. I didn't get more ink. Ooh, and I probably should have. We're going to try that again because it does look like I need just a little bit more, but I'm going to line it up the best I can because it was very light. Now it's a little dark. I am not going to worry about it though. You know what? It looks nice. Okay, so I'm going to put that up. And I'm going to use black for my, and I'm going to use Memento for my sentiment on here. And God is our refuge. This is my inside card. Get that out of the way. Get my card out of the way. Okay. And there we go. I like it. God is our refuge and strength. Psalms 46:1. All right. Oop, clean that. Okay. There we go. Put our top on that. Put this away. We got to glue this inside now. Oh, I put away the glue too soon. There we are. All right, nicely done. Nice, nice, nice. Now I have 3 extra sympathy cards when I need them, and I love it. Okay, and we have envelopes. I may have to redo that one, to be honest. Okay, there we go. I hope you learned something new. Do not forget to go back and like this video, share it, subscribe, make comments on all the things you do so that you can be entered into the drawing. Let's get rid of some of this so you can see the cards. I'll put them out here on the glass mat. The glass mat is now available, by the way. If you missed out on that, don't forget. Let's open one of these up that's got a inside sentiment. There we go. Yeah, doesn't matter which one. All right. Are you good? Thank you so much. Don't forget to go check out the online exclusives. And if you want a catalog and do not already have a demonstrator, do not forget to let me know, because I will be putting in an order for the new mini that will come out it'll actually come out in August. It'll be available, the things in it will be available to purchase in September. And if you want a catalog, let me know sooner rather than later so that I can get you. As a matter of fact, I have to know by the end of this month. If you want the end of July 2024, if you want the new catalog, otherwise we'll have to talk about how to get you one if it's past that date. So leave me a comment. Thank you. Like the video, share it. I love it. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.